Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Melody and this is the beginning of July's update on the greenstalks. So this is the original one you're looking at right now, and because the heat is terrible, the broccoli, I missed it. But that's okay. You can grow broccoli in it. That's the point of everything that I'm doing this year. So I want to get that out and I want to feed it to the chickens. And I'm starting to think this one trellis that's down here didn't need to be down there. It really should have been up top, because up top is crazy. Okay, so we're going to discuss the good, the bad, the ugly, the great. I brought out some scissors because I need to trim certain things. Okay, so I missed the broccoli. Now I'm wondering if I go to get that out, if it's going to pull all the soil out of that cup. So that should be interesting. So let me try, see if I can get it out, and then we'll get into this. I figure I'm going to take the leaves off first, and then try to see if I can get this out. Oh boy, I don't know. You can see it's like kind of snowing off of it because it's already spent. So let's see if I can at least cut the top maybe with these scissors of jeans. Not really sure. We'll go to the chickens because we had weeks and weeks worth of rain and then weeks worth of thunderstorms that I spoke about, and now we are in god-awful heat meaning like humidity type of heat. Let's see if I can get this out. Guess we'll find out together, won't we? I'm gonna try to see if I can twist it, because I'm sure it has a big root down in there, and if I have to put a little bit of soil in there, I will. I just gotta hope I can get it out without wearing a bunch of dirt. Oh boy, that bad boy's in there. Oh, it's in there. Let me see if I can push off and pull some of the roots. Break it up. Yikes. Okay. So there's that. I'm just going to put it with it. And now I have an empty hole and dirty fingers. Okay. So let me explain what I think I did wrong. Remember, this is new for me. So this trellis that's on the bottom should really be moved to the top. So this is celery at the bottom. I had some extra, which it's doing fine, but you can see it just doesn't need a trellis. This is that graffiti cauliflower from the last time I spoke about it. It's getting bigger, still getting some bites. I'm not going to take it out. Okay, I spoke about this crazy nasturtium, and I'm up against a little bit of a challenge here because it's starting to literally drag on the ground. I'm just not sure if chickens eat it, but part of me wants to cut it out. This should be a cabbage, so that's still doing good. Here is this crazy nasturtium. You see how it's dragging on the ground? Huh. So, part of me is thinking about taking it out. Above it is a cheddar cauliflower. But look, because this thing is so big, so this is, I think, the prolific summer squash. I finally have a squash on there. A lot of males. And when I see some males that look like this, I've just been trying gingerly to cut it off. But there are other ones starting, and I just had a bird hit my greenstalk. That's strange. So yeah, a lot of males. Females should be coming on. This is definitely getting bees, but here's something to keep in mind. See how close that chair is? This thing took over. But let me give you this side shot. I think I'm going to put a little bit more soil up to here on this. And what I've been doing is I have been cutting off the really big ones that are kind of in the way in order to spin it. But like, I didn't do anything to this one right here. It's just broke, dangling there. So I'm going to cut it. So that is one thing you have to do, is a lot of trimming. And be careful not to hurt the whole plant, because I cut one earlier and I took off a zucchini by accident. Pretty sure chickens aren't going to eat prickly leaves of that. Now, the thing that drives me nuts is the hole. Now, if you're in a garden, you need to cover that. You could take a piece of a wood chip or something and stick it in the hole, just so nothing gets in there. For an example, I could just go like this. Okay. But it's producing, finally. I'm just taking off some dead males, so you do have to trim a lot. And I said this would be an update and a harvest. So we'll see how long this video goes for. And I think there's one more male that's dead. Okay, so anyway, you definitely have to keep trimming. That I did notice. See, that wasn't even attached. You definitely have to keep trimming the leaves because they just get so big. So the last question is, I'm not sure about taking this one off. I'm afraid. And I think this needs more soil because it's starting to look a little flimsy. But let's keep going. This little basil down here on the bottom just keeps getting chewed. And this is that other cabbage and it's getting chewed. But I'm just leaving it. It's fine. And in this cup down here, which is hard to see because the nasturtium is so totally taken over. I don't even remember what I put in there. It's just making it very... Here, I'll show you. It's taking over, and this cup can't get much sunlight. So I may just chop a whole big bunch of this off, because you need to be able to spin it. So maybe the chickens will eat it because it tastes like pepper. I don't know. So it's definitely a trimming game for sure. So I'm just going to chop some of these off at the bottom. I'm not saving any. I saved a lot last year. It's just in with my herbs. So I guess I should give you a look before I go butchering. So this is the bottom. And oh my goodness. It's so full. It's actually hard to get a full look. So, okay. So we're on the bottom. I just cut some of that and I may end up ripping it out. But something is definitely chewing this and it needs to get a little bit more sun. That's just, I think some Genovese basil or mammoth, one or the other. This is the miniature marigolds right here. Hopefully you can see that. But you see the plant up above, leaf, is in the way. And you can actually just go in and snap off a couple of the leaves. I'm not sure if this is a broccoli. Probably is. doesn't make it, that's fine. And you can see that that's not going to make it because it wasn't pollinated correctly. But it's got flowers and stuff on there. So, pitfall number 1 is learning how to plant the things. But I've never done this before, so I'm just going to leave that alone. See what happens with it. Live and learn. I would definitely do certain things up top and certain things down at the bottom for sure. The other thing is the middles end up getting no water even if it downpoured here for 3 weeks, which it kind of did. So, and then we're back to the celery, because that's where that broccoli was that I just took out. So up here is a squash. This is a pepper plant. I think it's a one of those cherry pepper plants. So that's doing well. We're on the second level. This pepper plant right here is doing fairly well. And then there's a cabbage here. So technically this leaf here could technically go. So I guess we're giving the green stalk a haircut a little bit. I'm just going to take off a couple of the leaves. Doesn't go to waste because it just goes to the chickens. Pepper plant, and I need to talk to you. So look at that. I have a zucchini. That's amazing. I think I'm just going to go in that with some more dirt. Mystery peppers, remember? Let's talk about this sun sugar yellow tomato. I'm not usually a person that picks off the vine when it's hot and eat it. Oh my goodness gracious. This is so good. Sweet, juicy, and you can see it is loaded with cherry tomatoes, so that's doing really well. But this crazy thing is not. And I feel like I should just pull it. I only put it in there to help with the bugs, but you know, nasturtium can just get really wild. But this is amazing. Our first summer squash. I just try to take off any of the leaves that may be in the way. Like this one is definitely in the way. Eggplant. Houston, we have a flower. It's doing good. But then you have like this that's blocking the other cups. Where did I get that tomato? I think I bought that tomato plant, and it is the sweetest. It's so good. Yep, looks like I'm making my zucchini plant naked, but that's okay. I need to free up some room. As you can see, it was time to give it a haircut. Okay. This is what I think is either that cauliflower. Nope, it's a broccoli, because there is a head forming. So you can grow broccoli and stuff in here, and it does pretty well. Look at all the clusters of tomatoes. You see that? So there's Husky Red in here, and that's Sun Gold. This is the Husky Cherry Red. And then that other one was the, I'll tell you when we spin it around, but it's so good. Okay, but look at them all. Clusters and clusters of them. So that's the 3 lower levels. Yeah, it's the Sun Sugar Yellow Cherry. It's like my second one that I had. I actually picked some, I think, off of my other pot today and washed them, and oh my goodness gracious, they're going to be so good as a snack. Let me fix this. This is what the nasturtium is doing. Okay. So you're all caught up on the 3 bottoms. Let's stand up. We have beans. We have more beans. It is just covered in beans, and it's just some of these leaves right here that I should take off. That's how I've been doing it thus far. That's my honest opinion. I told you that I would bring this along on how these green stalks go, in case anybody's on the fence about getting one. And I still have to put my video out, but I'm an ambassador for Greenstalk, and you can go down in the description and there's a discount code for you. So I think I'm definitely just going to add more soil to this, and that's all the leaves that I'm going to take off. Okay, you don't need, oh no, you have scissors. You don't need the lower leaves of your eggplant. So I took that one off. Mystery pepper. But I mean, just look at how full this is. And this is an early prolific summer squash that's up here. And I just have a couple males to clip off. This is covered in beans. And here is that other cherry tomato plant. So I definitely think the cherry tomatoes, excellent. I gave this a shot of, see how yellow these leaves are? I'm going to probably cut them off because this is, I'm growing a cucumber. I think this is that pickling type. So I'm just going to cut off the real yellow ones. I was trying to leave it alone to see what it would do after the fish emulsion I gave it. But I need your help, my friends. What can I put in here that's calcium related? Because I know if Adrienne from Indiana Backyard Gardener sees this, she's going to say it's from inconsistent watering. This came off the other tower I took it off because there's blossom end rot. It came off of over here. There's only 2, but still. But there's a lot of beans to pick. Cucumbers, I just have to trim it up. The celery, of course, is doing good. But you can see this between getting burned. And I usually will just, if I can't get it with my finger, I will just use scissors. But the rest is doing really, really good. And I have to harvest. But I'll do that in the next video. Okay, so we have cucumbers growing, we have zucchini growing, we have a crazy nasturtium, and that frees me up. This cup down here to put something else in it. I might drop some more basil in here. I don't know, it's just getting chewed, which I don't know why. But you can tell how dry this is, and I've already watered this today. And it's dry, and that's because all those other leaves were blocking it. Did say I was going to keep it real and honest with you. That's exactly what I'm doing. And then it leaves me this cup free. Okay, so I have lots and lots of beans to pick. Look at them all. So the beans do fantastic. Celery does good. So far, it's just some yellowing on the cucumber, and then that blossom end rot came off of this bad boy that I didn't really trim up. You can see the size of the leaves, how it's taken over. Purple opal basil finally made it. Lacinato kale, and I think there might be garlic chives in here as well. Those gazinias. There's a borage. Here's my only problem about this nasturtium. If I pull this out, I'm going to lose this borage. Because I wanted Thomas to take some of the legs off of some of my tomato cages. And I need bolt cutters. But I was just going to use it to push it up. Because the nasturtium's technically below it. but it attracts a lot of bees, so that's a good thing. But the nasturtium is running down into my cucumber plants, which is right there, so I got to open up some leaves there. There's a lot of flowers, and the tomatoes are doing really good. I'm not sure. This is viney. This could be cucumber. So I might have to put another trellis on there. I'm only just using one, which is jeans. But look at these peppers down below. Absolutely gorgeous. This basil is doing great. It's not getting chewed. Maybe just this one leaf. Might be getting chewed a little bit. But the pepper plants are enormous. They have buds on them. I know. Let me see. Let me spin this. Another pepper plant. Right there. Look at all the buds. These are mystery peppers. Well, this one's a jalapeno pepper, but I pulled a couple peppers off of this already, and I'm just going to remove a little bit of the leaves from the bottom. So it's definitely like a trim job. You definitely have to be trimming these plants or put them in a spot where you can walk by. Here's a pepper on here right now, and I think this one, does it have a tag? Is a shishito. At least that's what it's saying, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like a banana pepper. See that? And it's got lots of flowers. So I think it's reversed. Yep, it is reversed. This is the shishito pepper, and this is the sweet banana pepper. And I'll tell you how I know, because look at the size of that pepper. But it's tall and a lot of buds on it. So I need a suggestion for some calcium for the tomatoes. I picked 2 off. I had the blossom end rot, so that's not good. It can be coming from the weather here and all that rain that we got. That's very, very possible. But everything is looking really, really good. Really good over here. I'm going to have this trellis somehow. It's got to be a cucumber, borage, and then look at this. And this is Jane's trellis. This is this one here, zucchini, and it's doing fantastic. Look at that zucchini on there. But I'm thinking I may have to remove a couple of these leaves because it's blocking the hole even from the water. Like mainly this big one right there. So I might have to cut that. Let's see. And I've cut a few. Now, if you were cutting like this, stick a piece of wood chip in the hole and you don't have to worry about the worm getting in. But I am going to try to cut it a little bit shorter. But there's a zucchini. I'm pretty sure I saw another one. So what's my overall opinion? Trim it up. Don't do any crazy nasturtiums. It would be great if you have the trellises and you did all cucumbers. That would definitely work. Let's see. Definitely trim it. Definitely need trellises. And I think a different form of a tomato plant would be better. So I need an idea for calcium to put in there. I thought I saw another one. There's number 2. Zucchinis. So that's doing really, really good. Just overall is doing good. Just mystery tomatoes. I think it would be better off with cherry tomatoes in here. But can you eat? One person? Absolutely. Can you 2 people eat? Absolutely. This will be my 3rd harvest on beans that I have to get in here and cut them all off. I only just gave it fish emulsion about a day ago. I think it was yesterday. But we have tomatoes right there. I just want to check the bottom. See? This particular tomato plant. Yep, here's another one. So I'm just pulling it off. Feed it to the chickens. So that's 3. So that's disappointing. And these are out of, they're just growing like crazy. Pepper flowers, doing great. Gonna have to cut some of these back because the nasturtium's in the way. Here's the other pepper plant. So it's a lot of finagling with the leaves. I guess it's just the way you plant it. But it's my first time trying to grow serious food in here. And you see that? It's touching that one. That tomato plant right there is huge. So cherry tomatoes I think would be really good, or a smaller breed. I'm pretty sure that these are either big rainbow tomatoes or Kellogg's breakfast. So something to fix the calcium on the tomatoes from the blossom end rot. But that's really about it, to be honest with you. If I could fit another trellis right in here without damaging anything, I absolutely would. And I trim the lower leaves off of the tomato plants. So this is either going to climb all the way down. But overall, they're doing good. I'm not super disappointed about the tomatoes. I'm just not. It was, you know, a chance I was going to take. And it would be great for a pepper tower too, for sure. So I absolutely, 10,000%, let me back up. 10,000% look at the bushiness. And I've trimmed it. I mean, it was more bushier than this, but I absolutely believe that you can grow, whether it's for one person or for 2, enough food. It's just where you put it. Like I said, don't put a nasturtium in on the bottom. Do I think that tomatoes could have went on the bottom? I'm still going to say no to that because it would be blocking. You know what I mean? But you could try. My suggestion is cherry tomatoes. I don't know about the micro tomatoes anymore because they don't really produce a lot. Beans do fantastic. They always do great for me. And the cucumbers look like they're doing really good. That we just have a little yellowing going on. But overall, I mean, like, I'm going to be getting ready to pick some kale. I like kale. And look, see what the borage is doing? It's bringing in the bumblebees. Absolutely love it. I like kale fried up, scrambled in my eggs. So I think I have 2 different kales in here. Dinosaur Laciato. And yeah, I don't know which one this one is, but it's doing good, and I want it to get bigger. And this pepper plant is all the way up here. Now, I just come by and give it a shake, but as you see, I really don't need to do that with the tomatoes or peppers anymore because the bees found this. So, not a lot of bug damage, just different tomatoes. Different tomatoes and no nasturtiums. But you can grow zucchinis, you can grow lots of beans, all sorts of things. So I gave you that view from up there. This is Jean's first sunflower from the seeds that I gave her, and she has a couple more, I think, branching off of this, but I can't see the name, and I'm the one that gave her the seed. So that's crazy. She's not really taking care of hers too much. She did put some zinnias in, and the Swiss chard that I gave her is still doing good. And this is from Laura, this particular marigold. It's gorgeous. So yeah, her Swiss chard that I gave her is still doing good, but she's not out here like deadheading, doing any of that jazz. I'm going to save these for seeds. Hold on, let me grab them while I'm thinking about it. Because I think they're uber cute and super duper pretty. But she has a lot of empties, and she's not even taking care of her nasturtium. So there's my zucchini. There's 2 on there. Thrilled. I might just cut maybe 3 off of this area to free it up. And I do spin them, but there's not much I can do about this tomato plant. It is completely wild. And it's even shading out my pot of flowers. I'm definitely going to have to move this for sure to a different spot. So make sure you put them in a spot where you can walk. Don't plant nasturtium. Eggplants are doing fine. Finally seeing a flower, but that's because I think it was being blocked. And yeah, I love it. And I've been harvesting off of it, and now I'm going to be harvesting more, like more peppers, and then the zucchini's coming in. Got my first cucumber. I'm going to cut that off. I think that's that pickle bush cucumber. So if you do something like that, absolutely will work out great for you. And this is July, beginning of July's update on my 2 green stalks. My other one back there has beans and lettuce in it, and it's still doing really well. And stay tuned, because I have something I want to show you. But yeah, so I might just rip that out. If I rip it out, I'm not sure what else I'm going to put in there. I'm not really sure. It just drags across the ground, and this is what I trimmed up. So this is the side shot of it. So it's filled. And I really have to cut some beans. So when this video is done, I'm going to do another video of harvesting off of it. Or maybe I'll wait till tomorrow, because I am kind of on the tired side. Did a lot today. Yeah, maybe I'll wait on that, and I'll come out here and we'll harvest all the beans, because I have beans in the house from the garden. You'll either have seen that video, or that video will be coming up. I'm just going to throw all this into the chickens and just see what they do with it. But yeah, definitely getting some squash. That's exciting. And cucumbers. That's exciting. And the beans just don't stop. They just don't stop. And right now, I think you're seeing my mail call shout out. How great is that? That Laura sent me out that wet dry food saver. And then like that Saturday, it came with, she sent out bags. And she said it doesn't take any particular bag. So thank God, because I tried it out. And it took me quite a few bags to figure it out, to say the least. So what I'm going to end up doing is the beans that I harvested from the garden, I'm going to blanch them real fast. And I'm going to use her food saver. And I'm going to freeze them, because if not, they'll just let them sit here and they will go to waste. So I'm on top of my green stalks, obviously, and it is definitely producing a lot of food. I wanted to bring you on, I don't know why that just said that, bring you on and give you an update on the 2. They're bushy. Debbie was here today and saw them and said, oh my gosh. So, I love you, everyone. Get a green stalk if you're on the fence. I would highly recommend it. Don't forget, I'm an ambassador. That video will be coming out. And I think it's like $10 off or 10% off. It's down in the description of every one of my videos. But yeah, if you don't have any space to grow food, I mean, or you could be in my situation where I'm just staying here, I think to October, I could definitely use this just to grow food and not have a garden. But look at what I just saw at the corner of my eye. There's more jalapenos going. Let me move this one out. I'm not going to pick any, because I already did. I'll get them maybe with the beans, or I'll let them get a little bit bigger. So stay tuned for harvest off of this. We'll probably do some French string beans and other beans, of course. And yeah, I don't think the squash will be ready yet. But the beans I have to absolutely get to. And I may bring you back, and there may not be no nasturtium in the bottom here. But do you see this white ashy? Look, that's the other thing. You have to really watch where you plant things, or the middles get really dry. And I try to water like the middles by hand, or I take the hose to it. So, and leave me a comment below on what I can put in for these tomatoes for that blossom end rot. And that is my video, everyone. It is doing amazing, absolutely amazing. I'd hate to cut this out, but as you can see, it's just dragging across the ground. And I could be planting something else in there. And I have a sunflower, and this sunflower even looks a little yellow. So I definitely did some fish emulsion. And yeah, so something, we'll have to see how it does with the fish emulsion. And I definitely need something in the form of calcium for the tomatoes. So let me stand back, try to make sure it's clear for you, and stay still with my broken tripod. But there it is. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I definitely would do things different the next time around. And actually now you could probably start going in with some cabbages and plant some cabbages. Because what are we? We are at the beginning of July. Start thinking about starting some seedlings, whether it's for your greenstalks or for your garden, you know, to get ready if you're going to have a fall garden. But I love it. I mean, I'm not just saying it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then stay tuned for a surprise. I'm a little late getting to it, but I have a surprise. And that's because I'm at someone else's house. But yeah, I will show you what the surprise is when I bring you back. You'll know. But I love them. Like I said, if you have no space or you're on the fence, don't be. Just, we're doing this together. And I'm trying to tell you what I would have done differently. I probably would have done, I think that'd be wonderful. Even if I could get my hands on all cherry tomatoes, I would fill a whole grain stalk with cherry tomatoes. Ugh. I mean, who wouldn't? They're just so good. And yeah. So, any major pitfalls, just trim the leaves. And make sure you're keeping it fertilized, because it's working hard. And definitely go for different tomatoes. I just went for whatever germinated that I planted. But I love you all. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think. Let me see. No blossom end rot on that one. But yeah, tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below. Do all that fun, good stuff. Make sure your notification bell is on. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next video, friends. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.